look now to the exciting topic. 5 years down the track, okay? Let's just stick to 5 years. Will we be will we all be here? I know that a lot of us have full-time jobs in the world. We also have families. But will we be here in 5 years' time? And not only us, where will the industry go in the next 5 years? Will it become as big as we think it will be? As Cointelegraph has mentioned, as Sony has mentioned, will the metaverse, blockchain, uh, play to earn gaming, NFTs, will it continue to rise as a very exciting utility for all major traditional brands? And will it be adopted by the world? Guys, feel free to unmute yourself and just let me know what you think. I know Anton has some ideas to that as well, and Will has as well. But what do you guys think? What do you think will happen in the next 5 years?
Well, I'm really excited about what Will was saying because, you know, racing for pink slips is something that I see, like not just, you know, the mechanics like Axie Infinity and those sorts of games where you can earn money, but you know, the big bucks aren't necessarily there, you know, like it's a real grind. But I also see ways for people to kind of level up their income and make big income by, you know, gambling NFTs against each other and all that sort of stuff. I think there's, you know, that's a real opening to me that I just discovered in this call.
100%. Will, what do you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think, look, in terms of, I think all of these projects are going to be here. We're all going to slay this. I know we're going to, in 5 years' time, we'll be the biggest fight game on the planet. Crypto, non-crypto, whatever, it doesn't matter. I think in 5 years' time, the other fight games will have NFTs, but we'll be light years ahead and innovating in ways they haven't seen. So that's going to be great. But look, in 5 years' time, minimum 10x the size of this industry, the size of adoption, all that, minimum. We're approaching that point of past like 13.5% market saturation kind of thing, where things ramp up very quickly and move to 50 at light speed. So I think we're heading into that. That's across crypto across the board. NFTs even smaller, but moving much faster. So many more multiples. I think beyond 5 years, 5 to 10 years, and beyond 10 years, definitely, people won't be talking about NFTs. Like it's you don't talk about the general public doesn't talk about specific technology in their computer or in the games they're using so much, right? Like I think adoption will be so wide. People will talk about what they're using it for. It will just be a given, right? Like it'll just be part of the technology, and whatever advances upon NFTs will be exactly the same. People will talk about, oh, I bought this, I'm doing this. They don't say I bought this NFT thing. NFT won't be used to sell any of the products that are attached to NFTs in our future. They'll just be selling products. NFT will be the standard. So I think that's the trajectory we're on. We're just very early.
I love it. I love it. What do you reckon, Meta?
Oh, I mean, yeah, just like right now, I mean, just think about how tedious and like long the process is of just even learning how to buy an NFT right now. You know, in the next 5 years, there's going to be a lot of easy onboarding that will be done. So, you know, it's just going to be a much easier experience for new people to get, you know, interested into NFTs. And basically, it's inevitable, in my opinion, because you're giving consumers the option to have more rights with the property that they own. And I think everyone's just going to gravitate towards that no matter what. But there's like maybe some unforeseen consequences in the future that we might not understand. You know, just even for games like old school RuneScape and stuff like that, countries like Venezuela play that a lot and, you know, sell gold in it. And that will pay better than most jobs, like even doctors in that country. So we're looking at the potential of, you know, maybe destabilizing some less set up countries' economies and giving them like better opportunities to work. But who knows what that could, you know, impact their lives and their government.
That's a really good perspective.
I mean,
really good.
I that's why gaming is, we're all up here for gaming, and I think that's why we all gravitated towards that. Outside of just a love for the actual activity, it makes the most sense for adoption. And I mean, as I think it was Mech was saying earlier, like just being able to tokenize these assets and actually have them. And even Dan, you've talked about this before when you were a gamer, it just makes sense. And that's what the gaming population wants. There just is that barrier to entry to crypto, but as Kiefer was just saying, very soon it will be much more, it will be easy to get in. Basically, it will be much more simplified. And I mean, gaming, play to earn right now, a lot of people from developed countries don't understand this because they don't live off of what other people have to live off of. They don't know what it's like living on, $1 a day or less, which I don't either. I'm not saying I do, but there is a reason that it already is so big, and it's because these games are already providing so many people the opportunity to make more money than they can in these traditional jobs in their country. And I mean, so playing this game now becomes having more food for your family, having clothes for them, all making these ends meet. So I just completely agree with everything Kiefer said.
In total, 100 million people own crypto, and there's 3.1 billion gamers on the planet, right? So like those numbers, we only represent the tiniest fraction of the population that is about to use this technology. And the 3 billion gamers are growing rapidly. That number's going up and up and up and up, which is insane. And then as the world moves towards more automation and AI, and more jobs are replaced, people are going to seek to earn from playing and from engaging, from being present in a digital sphere more and more and more as time passes. That's kind of unavoidable, I think. So imagine what that does to our currently very small community building the tech of that world. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, like our kids' kids could be going to get a job in a bar in the metaverse serving digital drinks to digital customers. Like that is a very foreseeable future. So the stuff that gets kind of bolted on around the games is also a way for earning. Like working to earn inside a play to earn environment is something I can see potentially happening as well.
Definitely. I think human presence in the digital world will be rewarded, I think, by resources somehow. And probably verified by an NFT to make sure you're not AI.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I actually wish Dylan Didney was here. I think he might be sleeping. It was a bad time for him. I did have to call him and he didn't answer. So, but he's basically all over that kind of ownership of the NFTs and the in-game assets as well. So hang on, let me just pin up NFT 3. I think that is a quite an interesting concept. So yeah, let me know. Let me know if any of you want an introduction into NFT 3 as well, because I think it could be a great utility for what we're building. But yeah, Tanner, I know you unmuted and then you muted again.
Yeah, I could go on this topic for a long time. I'm pretty much in agreement with everything what everybody said. To touch on a few key points, though. Yeah, I agree 100% that the NFTs will not be talked about in the future. They'll just be the standard of use, and not just in gaming. I think gaming will pave the way for the mass adoption of NFT as a technology that becomes common in life, and then it'll translate into other business entities. I mean, I know insurance companies are already using NFTs. They're doing distributed ledgers and things like that. So, but gaming will pave that way. But I think the big thing, and one of the reasons I'm so excited just for the people that I'm talking to on this call and hearing in the projects and stuff like that is gaming adoption of the blockchain game is going to be the thing that mainstreams crypto for everybody. Gaming players coming into the P2E world will be they're playing their game and they're learning crypto through the gameplay, and then that's going to normalize everything, and pretty soon that's what's going to bring the mainstream adoption. The problem that we have currently, why there has been, we are accelerating the adoption curve, but it's also been slow of gamers adopting, is because current crypto games suck. They can barely be constituted as games. And everybody on here, what I love is they're building a game that people would play even if there was no P2E. And that's what's going to sponsor that mass adoption of gamers coming over. Hey, these games are actually fun to play, and I can earn money, and I own my character, and all of that's gonna really make things amazing. And that's where I see the future. But in the next 5 years, if we can get that in alignment, with a few, not just us, but say 10% of the market, the gaming market, building games, builds quality games like that. When the true AAA studios like Ubisoft, Microsoft, Blizzard, all these different companies, EA, and everything else finally do step into the space, they're not going to come in with their own games immediately. They're going to come in and acquire and or partner with the established games in the place, and it's going to make massive opportunity for all of us to really take our games to the next level should we want to bring in a AAA partner that has mass adoption already and can bring 20 million players kind of thing.
100%, 100%. I just dropped something that I saw previously regarding Ubisoft. And that will be happening. I mean, they've announced it officially. So
yeah, I mean, Ubisoft was top of mind because that's where our lead game designer came from.
Amazing.
But yeah, that was. But I do think, regardless of him, that's the next wave. And those companies, they're watching, they're dipping their toes in. But when they come in, they're going to bring players, and all of us who are positioned right with the right kind of games already that model some of what's been done in the regular gaming world. We're all going to be poised for greatness, and everybody who's playing those games and have those NFTs, whether you've got Meta Guardians, Altered Life, Fight Legend, or whatever, those, especially if you're in the Genesis collections of those NFTs, you guys are going to be reaping the rewards as kind of like the founders of the entire game universe that you live in.
That's a very exciting idea. That's a very exciting idea, and I think I agree with what everyone said, and I think we've got a very bright and exciting future ahead of us, especially as we continue and we struggle and we have those 5-hour sleeps every night. But what we're building is great, and it's passion based as well, and we're all in it together. So